Hey, good morning, everyone. Hey, good day, good morning, good evening, whenever you're watching this. Um, I just returned from being tested for COVID for the second time this week, which is something that is necessary, right? We are currently experiencing an increase in positive infections of this new COVID variant, the Omicron. So I'm really thankful to be in a country where we are being tested regularly and where we can feel safe. Um, Looking at other parts of the world where people are just not as precautionary as they should be. So yeah, it's just a very good reminder to keep on wearing our masks, to use common sense, right? And to stay safe and protect ourselves and others by regularly changing our masks, wearing masks all the time as we go outside, and washing our hands all the time with warm water and soap. So, I wanted to quickly share something with you guys. This being our third video on the life discussion, which I know a lot of you enjoy, and I enjoy it too. That's why I'm making these videos. So currently I'm reading a book which I've actually read before, but it was on my shelf, and often I like to reread books that I've read before, and sometimes I find that by repeating information, it actually becomes a bit more clear or more usable. We go through different stages in our lives where often we don't face the same challenges all the time. So the challenges are quite unique, right? But in nature, some challenges are very similar, but they are always unique challenges. And as we grow as humans, and we grow in our understanding of things, our perception of things could change a little bit, and the same information could actually make more sense later. And that's why it's so good to always be open-minded and make good choices, use our common sense, and don't be led by what people say, but critically think about the information that we absorb. All right, so just getting back to the book. So this is the book I'm currently rereading, called People Over Profit, and it's written by an author by the name of Dale Partridge. So a very good, thin, small book. You can read it in a week or shorter or longer, depending on your reading speed. So one thing I wanted to quickly share with you that came to mind this morning was a quote by George Orwell. So what this author does is he quotes a lot of famous and well-known authors, and this is one of them. George Orwell. I think a lot of you are familiar with George Orwell, who wrote very interesting books many years ago, and some of which are actually more relevant now than it was then. So this quote reads, "In a time of universal deceit, telling the truth becomes a revolutionary act." Revolutionary, revolutionary sounds dangerous, right? I know China had several revolutions, but there was one big one, I think, not too long ago, in the 60s, maybe 70s, 80s. Sometimes revolutions are important for the growth of ourselves as individuals, but also for leaders to learn something, right? So the leaders in a country learn from their people, usually by a small revolution, hopefully not a bloody one, or a one where a lot of people get hurt unnecessarily. So there are many peaceful ways of having a revolution, but revolution shouldn't be the goal. But revolutions did occur in the past, and that helped to shape the future of countries that we see today, right? And revolutions will continue to occur in some countries. Anyway, so I don't want to talk about revolutions right now. What I want to talk about is truth. So truth is something that would always set you free. Now, what does that mean? Truth, even some of us grow up thinking that it's okay to tell a small lie. Maybe our parents do this, or our teachers, or friends, or just the societies, the environments that we find ourselves in growing up. A lot of people tell little lies. It could be done in like as a fun thing, or just not seriously. But unfortunately, the impact is habit. It forms a habit. It forms a habit of telling lies and thinking that lies are okay. And I think you will all agree that at some point, as we can see right now, at some point, the truth will always present itself. We cannot continue to lie forever, because eventually we have to lie about lying, to hide the lie that we originally told. Even if it was a little white lie, a little innocent, it didn't hurt anybody kind of lie. But unfortunately, even that lie that seems innocent and that seems to have no consequence, no damaging consequence, even that lie is a bad habit. And the problem with habits is, as we all know, we all struggle with bad habits, right? You all know what your bad habits are. Maybe it's laziness, or sleeping late, or not exercising enough. Those are all forms of, or examples of bad habits. And the problem with a bad habit is it becomes such a big part of our lives that it takes a real big effort to change that. And the only way to change the bad habits into good ones is to acknowledge the bad habit, to acknowledge the thing that I do as a bad habit, and then to make a real good effort to replace that habit with a good habit. Otherwise, it will remain a problem, and it will actually grow. It will become a bigger problem. And we see examples of that all over the place, in different people's groups, in different countries, in different environments, in different work environments or social environments. So anyway, so it's so important that we are truthful to ourselves and acknowledge what bad habits actually do to us. And lying is one of those bad habits. It starts as little funny lies, or white lies, as we like to call it. But the problem is not necessarily the lie, it's the habit of lying. And eventually that habit grows and it evolves into lying about other things, because as we grow older, life becomes a little bit more serious, right? We have to make more responsible decisions. And because we have always had this habit of lying, telling little lies, we would definitely use that same habit as we grow older. And the line of responsibility and accountability becomes blurry. And we can see the consequences of that in the world today. And all these people in the media and wherever we look that still denies that they are, or those people that still deny that they are lying, they all had this habit, and they still have this habit, Now, it's important that we are truthful from the beginning. When we realize we don't want to have bad habits, we need to make efforts to change them. And if we all do this, we could actually have a more peaceful life and better cooperation amongst people. We could get along. There will be less misunderstandings between people. So there's a whole ripple effect, it's like throwing a pebble on the water, and it makes these lines, little ripples going out, going out. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. Make truth your goal. Make telling the truth and changing the habit of lying your goal for the rest of your life. All right. I'm looking forward to seeing you again soon. I think next time I do the video, we will talk about what is my worth. What is my worth? Okay, good. Looking forward to seeing you, and have an excellent rest of the day and weekend or week ahead. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.